I'm going to show you all the current offenses in SCR. Each role has a lot of rules, which help maintain smooth gameplay and realism. These are the offenses you should avoid in public servers, as breaking them can lead to appropriate consequences based on the severity, if you get reported of course. This video should help players know these offenses if they haven't already, even if they have been trained for a respective role. This should also help you avoid these offenses during any trainings and pass the assessment. Let's get into it. Let's start with passengers or just any role in general. Trolling in chat. Well, anything in chat that can be punishable, such as verbal abuse, spamming, trolling, inappropriate messages, and anything similar. You can get reported not only to SCR, but also to Roblox because this can apply to all games. Trespassing. Attempting to go to restricted areas that you aren't supposed to be there, such as being inside the signaling box when you have a rank of guard or below, stepping on the gravel usually near the railway, standing on the roof of the station, and more. Jumping on the roof of the train counts as train surfing, as well as jumping from one platform to another. This usually happens to some dispatchers who are lazy to take the stairs. Hindering a dispatcher on duty. This one is self-explanatory, disrupting the dispatcher. Hindering a guard on duty. Same thing as the previous one. Hindering a signal on duty. As long as you are not blocking their screens, it's fine. Unless...
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Let's move on with the driving offenses. Speeding. Speeding is obviously going above the speed limit for a period of time. This usually happens to some impatient drivers. Well, good luck to those who might hit the buffer.
Huh?
Driving too slow. This is the opposite of speeding, which is driving below the speed limit for a period of time, even if the next signal is green, which results in having more lateness. Espading repeatedly. This one is simple, passing the signal at danger multiple times. Obviously, who wants to intentionally espad? It will only cause you to respawn after several espads. Ignoring AWS repeatedly. Again, who wants to not dismiss the AWS? Just like espad, it will cause you to respawn after not dismissing AWS multiple times. Skipping stations. This one is obvious. Skipping a scheduled stop. Some people do this to either reduce lateness or take over other trains. I'm gonna tell you, lateness does not matter. In fact, being late gives you priority after the head code. The only problem is that being late for 30 minutes causes you to respawn, which happens on rare occasions. Blocking traffic. Blocking traffic is obviously holding up trains behind. The worst part is when it stops at the middle of a junction, like the Benton crossover. Espad trapping. This one is not really an offense, but it's considered a troll, especially if it's done intentionally and repeatedly, because it ruins the player's experience.
Yeah, boy. 12 seconds later.
Moving on to the dispatching offenses. Dispatching on red. This is the most common offense for a dispatcher, whistling on a red signal, or when the off indicator is literally off. Standing on the wrong position. These ones count if you are either dispatching at the front half of the train without a guard when you are supposed to be at the back half, dispatching at the back half of the train with a guard when you are supposed to be at the front half, or dispatching at the front half of the train with a guard that is positioned at the middle when you are supposed to be at the very rear of the train. Facing the wrong way. This one counts if you are dispatching but not facing towards the driver or not facing a guard if present. Holding trains. This is one of the troll offenses where you leave trains held up for absolutely no reason or unnecessarily. If you are going to AFK for a while, you can just respawn first but someone else might take your spot. Moving during the dispatch. This one is obvious. Moving during the bat animation. Not understanding TRTS. Any dispatcher should understand TRTS. It's that simple. You may be wondering why this is an offense. Some dispatchers TRTS 2 or more trains at once, or they don't TRTS at all. It should be one at a time so that an online signaler won't get confused. Incorrect priority. Dispatching a train that has lower priority than the higher one. Dispatching on the wrong platform. Dispatching a train when you are on another platform. I mean, why would anyone do this? Not checking the doors when closed. Yes, this is part of the offense, but I think it's not really necessary due to the fact that when you are given the opportunity to whistle the second time, aka right away, all the doors would have been closed by now, except the local door if there's a guard present. I guess this offense makes sense if you are dispatching a train out of the station, for example. Riding as a dispatcher. This one is obvious, riding a train as a dispatcher on duty, which can hold up trains at a station that you are assigned to. Leaving the platform before the train has fully left. This one is self-explanatory, dispatching a train and then leaving the platform immediately. There's one exception for this, however. According to the guide, if the train you are dispatching is not closing doors or departing the station after a reasonable amount of time, you are allowed to leave the platform to dispatch another train. You should then send a message in chat explaining this if you do so. I remember when it used to be a rule where you are not allowed to move until the train has left the platform, which was back in like 2020. Outside the station while on duty. This one is also obvious, and just like riding as a dispatcher, it can hold up trains at the station that you are assigned to, because you are literally taking a vacation. Moving on to the guarding offenses. Guarding on red. Guarding on red counts if a guard whistles, closes passenger doors, or raises torch animation on red. Standing on the wrong position. Similar to dispatching, this offense counts if you are not guarding next to your local door or standing away from the train for no reason. There are some exceptions, such as trying to see the driver or the dispatcher on a curved platform. Facing the wrong way. Similar to dispatching, this one counts if you are guarding but not facing towards either the driver or the dispatcher. Holding a train. Also similar to dispatching, but this one counts if you are holding up a train that you are guarding for no reason, which can hold up any trains behind. Moving during torch animation. I think you can move during the whistle since you will not raise a torch unless you are indeed raising a torch. Not checking the doors when closed. It's the same thing I mentioned on the dispatching part. Not checking the interlock lights. It refers to the door interlocked on the guarding UI, which ensures all doors, including the local door, are closed and locked by checking the said interlock if it's lit. This offense is also not really that necessary because it's very easy to see the interlock lights. Opening the passenger doors while being inside the train. This one is self-explanatory. Closing the local door while being outside the train. I think this offense has adjusted where you can start closing the local door while being outside the train. However, you must enter the cab before the local door has fully closed. If not, you will end up like this, and that counts as an offense, even if you will get teleported to the cab soon. Standing next to a train while off duty. This offense is reasonable because it can confuse dispatchers whether the guard will guard a train or not. Moving on to the last part, signaling offenses. Incorrect desk setup. Let's say a signaler finishes setting up their zone, but there are at least one colliding signals, which counts as incorrect desk setup already. Holding trains. Similar to dispatching and guarding, but this one counts if you are holding trains on red for no reason. Incorrect priority. Just like dispatching, this one counts if a signaler clears out a train that has lower priority than the other one. Not only from a station, but also junctions. Incorrect junction control. The most common mistake for a signaler is setting a signal to green or yellow first before setting the other one to red. or basically having 2 or more signals cleared to the same junction unless there are trains that won't collide with each other. S-pod trapping. Similar to driving, but this one counts if a train is about to pass the signal and then you change the set signal to red. Respawning players unnecessarily. This one is self-explanatory. Muting or kicking without supervisor permission. This offense is dangerous and will end up for you to get a strike or even get demoted. That's all the offenses in SCR as of now. Yes, there may be a lot of offense, but this ensures smooth operations of the game, which is good to see how we are able to run the game. If you enjoyed this video and find it interesting, consider liking and subscribing. It will be appreciated. See you on the next one.